This episode of Welcome Home brought to you by Ideal Homes. Well, before we say goodbye to 2011, let's take a look back at our Welcome Home shows. From flooring to cabinets and backyard retreats to healthy homes, we've covered a lot this year. Here are some of the best tips from experts about building or remodeling your home.
Here at Krager's, we carry carpet, tile, wood floors. We do some window treatments, and we also do some general contracting. We are the only, to the best of my knowledge, flooring company in the metro area that does not use subcontractors. We actually employ all of our installers. They drive company trucks, company tools, they have insurance, they're licensed, everything is the way it should be. The best way to go about buying floors for your home, most flooring companies want you to come in, fall in love with a particular product, and then get it measured and suffer the bad news. It's probably better to have an idea of how much footage you need of a particular product before you go and look to find the one that you want. We don't charge for estimates. We do like you to come in and look at some things and take some stuff home and figure out where you're at, as far as quantity versus desire and so on.
That one natural stone, and we have also natural stones from many different parts of the United States, and could install different ways, and you have to have a heavy foundations, and in manufactured stone you don't have to have extra foundation. We do all type of homes. We do all type of homes with different type of siding outside. We could do the fences. We could do retaining walls. We could do patios, walkways, you name it. Just anything that's got to do with the natural and manufactured stones and the cement. Last 5 years, one of our most popular job is doing patios and walkways, and we could improve people's patios in probably 50 different ways. If you have a concrete patio and it's cracked, we could come in and resurface that concrete patio with a new product. We could do natural stone, manufactured stone, tiles, and some of the patio blocks material that we manufacture ourselves.
Ideal Homes has always had a huge focus on building a quality home, and a big part of that has been energy efficiency. You used to see people talk about green homes a lot, which is great, and a lot of our energy efficiency played into that. Lately, people have been talking about healthy homes, especially parents and families and moms. We've had a lot of families come in with children with asthma or allergies. Part of that is just a new home, by the virtue of being new, is going to be healthier because you have new carpet, new materials, less dust. In an older home, you don't know what materials are in it in a new home. But we go even further with our energy efficiency homes, which is all Ideal Homes. They all have a fresh air ventilation system. So what that is that every 24 hours, it's going to cycle all of your old air out and bring in new fresh air, so you can make sure that your family is breathing the cleanest air possible, and that has benefits, health benefits, and just functioning and living in your home. We just want to make sure that when people choose Ideal Homes as their home builder, and when they move into their homes, that it just functions the best it possibly can for their family, and that it's a healthy home, it's an energy efficient home, and then just it's a great place to live. It flows well, it fits how they live.
If someone is planning on buying a house built before 1978, they have the right to request an inspection. Under the federal disclosure law, it's actually been around since the 90s. I signed it when I bought my house that, you are aware that there could be lead paint. You actually have the right to request one within 10 days of, before you close on the house, before you're contractually obligated. So that's the best time, is to, when you're buying a house, or if you own a house that's built before 1978, especially an older home, then you should call our company. And first thing I'll do is kind of get an idea how big the house was and what year it was built. The older the house, the more likely lead paint is, but the closer to 1978, there's a good chance that you can have, your house tested negative. Part of a risk assessment is determining, is there lead in the dust, on the floors or the windowsills that, children could come into contact with, even pets, could come into contact with. And, I've actually found houses that didn't have lead paint currently, when I tested, had lead dust. Over 30, 60, 70 years, the exterior paint had all but pretty much deteriorated off, but a lot of that lead paint, that dust, was trapped in the window troughs and was still there.
Pleasant Pools has been around for 30 plus years. It's been the same owners. They take care of you and they come back and fix your problems, and they're always going to be there for you. First we design for them, so we tell them and design the shape, sizes, whatever they're going to get from there. You can add walls like you see here. You can add waterfalls, colored lighting, deck jets. You can design with different types of stone. Well, we can design the waterfall so they'll see what they'll do, and we can show them what it's going to look like in the 3D program before it happens, so they'll at least have an idea of what it's going to look like. And then the rocks for the waterfall, we take you to the rock yard and help you pick out which we think are going to be good rocks and pretty rocks and lasting rocks.
There are a couple of reasons why customer satisfaction is really important to us, and we're asked all the time, why do you have your own in-house customer care department? Why do you worry so much about it? Well, first of all, it's the right thing to do. We've been in business for 20 years and plan on being around a long time. And when you plan on being in a community a long period of time, you never want to have to apologize to anyone for anything. We have 7,000 homeowners out there. So many of our employees at Ideal Homes live in Ideal Homes, go to church with our homeowners, their kids play soccer together. And so we have to maintain our reputation, and customer care is part of it. Another big reason is that 30% of our business comes from referrals, which is about twice the industry average. So that's big for our company, and it's a big compliment to our company, and a lot of that is strictly attributed to our customer satisfaction. It's that proactive customer care approach where we educate our home buyers and we really try to give them the best opportunity to move into their home and be stress-free for those first years so they can enjoy just living life and not worrying about their home.
There's 2 or 3 different mentalities there's the you can do it attitude where you do it yourself. There's the trust me attitude where trust me, I know what's best. Or kind of what we do, educate the client and let them make the decisions. We'll steer them whether we think that's a trend or if that's going to work out best for them. When the client first visits the showroom, whoever's available, whether it's Steve, Grant, or myself, they will work with that person through the completion of the project. They're not passed from one to the other. And generally, all of us consult on each other's products in the design process and the ordering process. We have Classic Kitchens, educate the client from the time they come in, what the product available, storage, outside appearance of the cabinetry, just what's available so that they can make an educated decision.
It would be nice to have an outdoor kitchen in your backyard. You could cook, you could entertain, you could have people over, cook pizza, bread. We start making some outdoor pizza oven and outdoor bread oven. Actually, it could be used for anything. You could cook anything in it. You could cook turkey in it, any kind of meal. Also, we start making outdoor kitchens, portable outdoor kitchens. A lot of people that they don't want to go through a lot of mess to have a construction in their house, whatever. They could purchase these outdoor kitchens from us. They bring their trailers here, we load them up, they come home and load them themselves, or we could arrange to do the delivery for them and set them on their patio. So we could face them with a man-made stone, natural stone. We could also put a slate on top as a countertop. We could put a piece of flagstone on top as a countertop, but we prefer granite countertops, which be nice and clean and durable, so a person can throw a piece of meat or whatever on there, cut it. We could also send our crew to go to their homes and build one from the ground up.
When we started off 20 years ago, one of our heating and air contractors came to us and offered to sell us a higher performance air conditioner. And so we introduced that into our homes as a standard feature, and customers responded really well. Back in '97, when the EPA came out with the Energy Star program, we were the first Energy Star builder in America for homes under $150,000. And in 2000, we went to Guaranteed Utilities. We were actually on the committee that developed the standard for LEED homes, and we actually built the first LEED home in the United States up in North Oklahoma City. So we've definitely been on the front end of the energy efficiency wave from the very beginning. I think the reason it's so important to customers today is the money savings. Let's just face it, everybody out there that's buying a house has better things to do with their money than mail it into the utility companies. And so, families are trying to pay for ballet lessons or, baseball cleats or, soccer registration fees. And, our typical home saves a family $60 to $80 a month over the standard other new built home out there in the marketplace. And compared to a used home, you're talking about close to $100 a month savings. So that's a lot of money in a family's monthly budget these days.
Terry actually started the company in 1983 working out of his garage. And a few years later, he was able to move into a small shop. And then about 9 years ago, we moved into our large showroom here. We actually have a working showroom. We have systems set up that can be operated. So you can come in, turn on a thermostat, hear the furnace work, hear the air conditioner work before you buy anything. Terry's thought was that it's about the same price as buying a used car. You might as well be able to test drive it just like you would a used car.
Probably most importantly, I'd get a filter change as called for by the filter that you're using. And I would go ahead at this time of year and do a pre-season check on our unit and make sure we can it's functioning properly and get a tune up and make sure you're going to be okay for the winter. A lot of problems we can find before it actually breaks down, and we can get the problem fixed now versus later when it's really, really cold. Dirty filter causes you a lot of problems. Dirty filter can shut your whole thing down. A lot of problems, a lot of safety problems, and you will be calling me and we'll have to clean your system up.
Well, thanks for watching highlights from our 2011 Welcome Home shows. Here are a few pointers to help you as you embark on building, buying, or renovating a home. It's important to bring samples home when deciding on flooring. Add drama to your garden with rocks and stones, which creates interest and a diversion from a mass of flowers. Rock and stone can also be used for a walking path, retaining wall, or for landscaping. Always be safe. Make sure a grill is in a well-ventilated location and downwind from where people will be eating. Since lead can be found around older windows, make sure to paint or replace them. If you have water damage, fix it as soon as you can to avoid mold growth. To keep heat in your home, caulk around doors and windows and add weather stripping. Educate yourself. It's critical to understand the benefits of spending a little extra now to reap the rewards in the future. Some utility companies offer rebates for buying energy-efficient appliances, which saves you money when you use the product. And do your homework. Create a budget and research to avoid common mistakes. Well, as always, we'll be back next month with another Welcome Home where we'll have more info and tips on house hunting and improving your home.